over, they brought bread, guns, and Christianity. A nice stick. Oh! You see these breads quite a lot in anime. Oh. Hey guys and girls, on Ash Japanese, it's Cathy Cat. In 2011, Japanese people were very shocked and surprised to find out that for the first time ever, they spent more money on bread than on rice. So we are this time going to find out about the current trend. I'm also going to introduce some really tasty Japanese breads to you, and we're going to dive a little bit into the reasons why things have changed here in Japan. So let's go for a very special episode of Ash Japanese and find out about the rising issue of bread in Japan. Now, do you actually know who brought bread first to Japan? I didn't know this. It was Portuguese traders that came over. They brought bread, guns, and Christianity in the times of samurai. Now that didn't go so well, especially later Japan kind of locked its country down, so it wasn't really that popular. However, later, bread didn't become really popular until the 18th century when a clever person thought, well, we have our beans that we love having, the anko beans, how about we put them into bread? And that way, it kind of culturally became acceptable to eat more bread, and ampan was created, one of the most favorite pans and famous pans here in Japan. Also, pan comes from the Portuguese as well. During World War I, bread was used as a source of vitamin B for the soldiers, and after the war, when there were food shortages, the kids needed to be fed. So it got introduced into the students' or the school's lunch as a shokupan during lunchtime, which still now remains today. But there are many other types of bread here, like koppe pan, melon pan, and other types of breads that are very unique to Japan, and we're gonna go and have a look at those now. Right, nowadays you can get bread in bread stores.
Bakery.
Oh, bread stores. Nowadays you can get hold of bread in bakeries, but not only that, supermarkets have them, convenience stores have them, they even have their own types of branded bread that they sell there, and they're even in drugstores. So now we're trying to find some exciting breads for you guys. でいいかな? Now we found a supermarket, so the director is gonna go and select some bread for us. Bang! So what breads from the supermarket did you bring, director? Ampan! That's the one we were talking about. Cho long seller, it says actually on the package as well. So this is the ampan we mentioned that really popularized breads here in Japan. It's actually a big one. Sometimes they're actually smaller than that. Generally, all the types of breads will also be wrapped similarly. Even if you go to a bakery, they will wrap every bread similarly. I know it's a lot of plastic, but that's just how it is. And let's see how it looks inside. Pan! Ampan is generally round, and on top of it, you can see poppy seeds as well. Well, that one is very full. There's koshian and tsubuan. Koshian is just a smooth bean paste, and this one here is tsubuan, so you can still see bits of the beans there. And Japan seems to divide people into koshian and tsubuan people. Depending on if you like it more natural or not. What's up next, director? Throw it to me. Oh! Here's the most commonly one for the breakfast table, and that one is just shokupan, which is pretty much toast. Very fluffy, very light, and the crust is actually very soft too. So even people who don't like the crust, generally people here also eat the crust. You can see it has 6 slices here. Generally it goes from 2 slices up to 10 slices, but the commonly one is 6 slices or 8 slices that people enjoy. Apparently this is the director's favorite one. It's called chojuku, super mature. And I asked him what mature stands for, and he said he don't know. This is starting to feel like an unboxing video. Listen to the crinkle. Unboxing ASMR. It's so soft. Ooh. Now. was a nice catch. And this one here is a a nice stick. What? Of all things, this one also had a vanilla cream filling. Japanese convenience stores are also selling bread, and they even have their own brands. So on that note, we are here at 7-Eleven. On that note, we got two breads that are by 7-Eleven. They're not only sold by them, they also have their own brand. Let's pull this one out first. What is this one? Roast chicken, bacon, egg, and cheese. And you can see they even cut the corners away, so it's a cornerless, no crust sandwich. There's always an easy way to open these ones up. On the back. Wait a second. Oh, it's like a 3-layered one. It's like a Whopper. You know when you have like stuff in between? You eat 3 slices of bread with the filling all in one go. Oh, wow. Okay. So here we have a BLT, but in a special way because it's bacon, lettuce, tomato, but also chicken and egg and cheese. BLTCEC. いただきます。It's so soft, and it has like if you see it, maybe you can't see it. It has mayonnaise on and also some spicy pepper seasoning to it. Now you might have sandwiches in your country, but there's one sandwich they need to try here. That's very much Japan only, and it's the yakisoba pan. So it's pretty much carbs with carbs. It's a bread that contains noodles, like yakisoba noodles. Oh, unidentified flying object sauce. Great to have that. It actually says unidentified flying object. You see these breads quite a lot in animes. Also quite a lot of school kids have these ones because they're so flavorsome. They're so tasty. I used to eat quite a lot of those in school when I was in school here in Japan. So yes, now. Oh, damn good. Would you like to have some carbs with your carbs? Since we're driving around right now, I'm gonna review the next kind of breads that I found in a kind of selfie mode. So here we go. These are the breads we found, and they're actually from a bakery that was inside a supermarket. Bread we have melon bread, which is one of the most popular ones. This one actually looks a bit more like melon. It doesn't have the crust. It's like bread with the cookie on top. Whoosh! Then we have this one here that contains usually a sausage or like bacon or bacon and cheese. That looks tasty.
Bacon
Epi. How much was that?
オニオンベーコンチョップ。
およそ 1km 先700m 渋滞しています。
And there's the famous one, the curry pan. And then over here is a big loaf. You can see that it was freshly made. It's kind of sweating a little bit now because it's cooled down. Big loaf, and that's one go. So you can make your own honey toast at home because it is not sliced at all. Oh, it looks tasty. There we go. This one is recently one of my favorite things that I get because it's usually so tasty. There's so much bacon filling in this one. Look, it's all the way in there. Next one up is another of Japan's favorite breads. It is the curry bread, and as it says, it actually has a curry filling inside. Also, the outside is generally crunchy because they kind of deep fry it. It's a bit like a savory donut in a way. If it's really fresh, it should crunch. Now, as you can see with most of these breads, you can eat them as is, meaning they are there to be a quick meal. Maybe breakfast, maybe lunch, without you having to use any forks or knives, without using any spreads or anything. Apart from the shokupan, the normal toast, everything else is already combined in one thing. So it's quick, it's convenient, and it's tasty. So different from Europe, where we generally tend to put butter and spreads and salads and salami and whatever on our sandwiches. Generally, Here it is like, once you buy bread, you eat it as is with everything inside. That's why they have lots of creamy fillings and like flavor fillings, curry fillings, all these kind of things. It's one meal. Hope they're okay. Right, next one, last but not least, one of my absolute favorites is the melon pan called melon bread. This one actually smells really sugary as well. It might have a bit of melon, but generally it has nothing to do with melon. It usually has a crisscross pattern on top, on the cookie top, that kind of looks like a melon. That's why it's called melon bread. But this one here is slightly different, but that's the one they had in store. Oh, it smells so good. It has a cream filling. Usually it doesn't have a cream filling, so this is like a deluxe melon bread. So you can see this is the bread, but actually this is the cookie layer. So if you turn it around like this, you can see bread, and on top of it is a layer of cookie crust. Good choice, director, good choice. A traditional Japanese meal usually consists out of miso soup, 3 different items, and rice. Now that takes a lot of time to prepare, so many Japanese people right now, for convenience, are selecting bread because it's all a meal in just one bite. So this is the only type of bread that Japanese people actually have with toppings, but this one you can also make your own honey toast, meaning a big chunk, leave some space, add some ice cream, add some honey, all these kind of tasty things. So that's the Japanese way of shokupan. Since we don't in Japan have such a long history of bread being used as a staple, Japanese people have been very creative, and due to that, invented some new types of bread. Oh. So those were a couple of facts about breads here in Japan. What would you like to learn about next? Leave your comments down below to let us know what little details of life here in Japan you want to find out more about. I hope you enjoyed this series. This is a brand new try from us, so please give us a big like to let us know that you enjoyed this and you'd like to see more of it. Thank you so much for watching this to the end, and until next time, I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you soon for more stuff on Ask Japanese. Thank you, bye!